Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys, we had some crazy action going on today. Mr. J Powell himself has saved the market and also killed the market in the same trading session. All right, we're talking insane moves today. All right, you had a $9 move to the upside. You had a almost $9 move to the downside. It was insanity. All right, absolute insanity. That is over here on QQQ. Look at this thing. All right, this is craziness. All right, and if you, I say that too often, if you do not believe in the golden pocket yet, guys, you best start believing. You best start believing. I don't know what else to tell you other than like, hey, boom, bop, ping, boo, pow. This thing's gonna keep playing out until the end of the time. All right, that's how this is gonna go, and we're gonna keep talking about it here on this channel. We're gonna keep following along with it. Price action was absolutely beautiful today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the day. And that is that. But what do we have here on the close? All right, I did wait until the close to make today's video. And I'm just going to say, guys, we have a breakdown from a bear flag, and it does look like more downside is incoming if we're just going to go off of here on QQQ and SPY. Now, you come over here to IWM, and you do have a break and retest going off of this, this downtrend right here. You didn't get much of a pop like you did over here in SPY and QQQ. Come over here at DIA, same situation as IWM over here. I'm just going to say, guys, I think downside is still limited. I know people might hate that I'm saying that, but guess what? Powell did end up saving the market today. I think it's very clear that we got the pop that these bear bullish divergences were telling us about. All right. Now you did end up sinking down here. Okay. You come over here on ES. You had that going on. You come over here on QQQ, you did have that going on, guys. These are the clues. These are the clues that you were looking for. Picture perfect. You're looking for the bullish divergence into the golden pocket. In the golden pocket. Right here at the bottom of the golden pocket, 0.786 fib. You are carving out this, and you had this. It was pretty obvious what they were trying to do there for you. They're trying to give you some clues. Now, there still are things on these charts that make me believe downside is still limited. I do think that if we're just going to go off of QQQ here, we're going to go lower, and we're going to talk about it. All right, we're going to talk about it. You got this increasing volume 2 days in a row, two big sell days in a row. You got that increasing volume. That does suggest like, hey, all right, sellers are still, they remain in control. I understand you had all this volume here, intraday buying volume. That's that. But, you know, as of right now, sellers are in control. We all clearly just saw that, all right? It was a giant pump and dump. Giant pump and dump. If it was not going to be a pump and dump, if it was going to be a pump and then a pullback and then a further pump, you were going to have to hold right here at the 0.786 fib. You did not. You sliced right through it into the end of the day. And now you have a break and retest here on the daily time frame from this bear flag. So you did not end up hitting the golden pockets this time around. I don't know if you are going to before you go lower here. I do think you have a solid shot at going lower, but I'm going to point you to some things that make me believe that I really don't think we're going much lower, guys. Daily RSI over here on Microsoft, you're still sitting over here. All right, same spot. Meta, your RSI, guys, the daily RSI is just it's literally curling up off of oversold territory. This is what you look for on reversals over here on Mr. Meta. And Amazon, and Apple, and Microsoft, and Google. Like, guys, when you see these things, you know, you probably don't have much downside. You come over here to NVIDIA. Guys, we literally pointed this out in yesterday's, like, this is the exact setup that we highlighted in yesterday's video. Right shoulder to this inverse head and shoulders formation. Right here. Break and retest. Okay, that's your demand. So you're retesting demand. What do you also got? Well, you're testing that golden pocket. What do you also got? The break and retest from this downtrend. What do you also got? A potential right shoulder to this inverse head and shoulders formation that we pointed out over the past few videos. There you go. I don't think this is a look that suggests we're just going to keep seeing sellers get their way. I think buyers are trying to hold the exact spot that we're paying attention to for them to hold. They're trying to hold it. I do think they're probably going to hold it. I will come over here to Mr. VIX, and I will point out, you put in a pin bar candlestick today. guys, that does suggest that VIX could be getting a further bounce here. It could. Very much so could. We had the 15-minute bullish divergence going on over here. Okay. Holy, that thing got oversold. Look at that. Down to 15 on the RSI. You do. The bullish divergence going on over there. So that is that. 4-hour time frame, you could see that. But the daily time frame, guys, you held exactly where we were pointing out. It was on this day right here. We were saying, hey, buyers, I understand there's no buyers over here in VIX, but, you know, let's just say there are buyers because this thing does move up and down, and something's making it move up and down, and something's making it follow the charts. All right, you had a 15-minute bearish divergence this morning. That is what I was letting the Discord know this morning because, you know, same thing that gave us our warning sign over here that it was about to start popping. Well, likely about to start popping. It was the same thing that told us it was likely going to start getting crushed. And that's what happens. All right. But you started recovering. So there was that. And you come back over here to SPY. Let's talk about it. 15-minute time frame. You're going level to level. You came here. You stalled out here in the golden pocket. You didn't hold this next golden pocket, so I have to assume you're going to take out this low right here, and you're probably going to come down to this next level at 497.49. Underneath there, you're watching 493.56 in this demand zone. But like I said, we do have the components, Meta and Microsoft, that I pointed out in yesterday's video as well. Microsoft, you know, if these things come a little bit lower, they're just going to have a really sexy long setup. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This thing does not look like it's going to just, you know, fall off a cliff here. I thought you were going to do some more things here. You didn't do some more things. You ended up giving back most of today's move off the open. Look at that. 943. All the way down to here, guys. Boom. $9 move to a $2 move. Shame on Microsoft. Shame on me for thinking Microsoft got what it got. It don't got what it got. But I will tell you right now, you got this loading too. So watch for that downtrend break. Things probably get spicy over here on Microsoft. And they could get spicy for the overall market as well. Now, speaking of getting spicy, Carvana is getting spicy as we speak. Guys, they have, you know, had this gap up on earnings. I'm pretty sure it was like 7 out of 8 times or something like that. It was ridiculous. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't just throw a lotto on it. I told myself the other day, like 7 out of 8 odds, I'll take that. And you guys see why there were 7 out of 8 odds. It's going insane in the membrane. All right, insane in the brain. Let me actually just hang on real quick, guys. Let me just go on my phone real quick. Look up Carvana. How much were these things? So you're up 23% right now. How much were these going for? You have the 100C going for $285, and they're currently going to open at $760, $800. Does the show go on, guys? Are we going to get another 40 freaking percent move over here out of Carvana? I'm not really flipping floppity sure, but 32% there will take a whole move. Yeah, almost a 50% move. This thing's got cojones, all right? And if you got cojones to hold it, then you're going to be rewarded. So yeah, congratulations. 11. Holy, whoo, this thing's popping off, guys. We're covering it live. Let's actually see what's going on in extended hours. That's crazy, all right? Carvana, this is definitely the earnings move that we called out in yesterday's video. And why do we think it was likely? Because of this, guys. You had a fresh downturn break. I don't know what else to tell you. It was looking sexy. And today, you got over the 0.786 fib. That is something. This thing's beautiful, guys. Thing's beautiful. Now, what are you going to have? You're going to have another one of these big, fat, green, dildo-looking candlesticks on the weekly time frame. And it's going to be a leg just like this. You finally took out our 97.70 target over here on Mr. Carvana. Congratulations if anybody is in calls. You just turned like $250, like we're just talking into 1.5K. Congratulations. There you go. All right, moving on. Bitcoin. This is another thing that makes me think that we're probably not getting much more downside. Guys, you're coming into your uptrend. You get the daily RSI at 3140. You come a little lower. It's going to break and retest off of 52.9 right here. I was saying in yesterday's video, I didn't think it was going to get down there. But if it gets down to the daily RSI, it's just going to be oversold. And guess what? It does look like it could get down there, but it might not. All right, it might just literally come right here, test this uptrend, and then bounce from there. Regardless, what I'm pointing out right now is daily RSI oversold as you're coming into a break and retest and an uptrend. You're probably going to get buyers stepping in. And then you watch for that downtrend break. Okay? Coin, guys, we do have earnings going on tomorrow after the bell. If you sell down into here tomorrow, I think this might be a buy into earnings. I'm not saying it's going to pull a Carvana because Carvana is insane. And like, this is kind of very predictable at this point that this thing was going to be doing this. It was. And you're going to be like, Henry, if it was so predictable, why didn't you throw money on it? Well, guys, because I'm a pussy. And, well, guys, you know, I've been hammering it home through these videos. I'm just a pussy on a lot of the things I call out. I'm going to be completely honest on that one. All right? You got those cojones, guys? This requires, you know, a lot of cojones. And you got to be willing to realize, like, hey, you're just throwing the money completely out. It's no, like, you know, there's no time. Like, you could have bought on May 17th, but if this thing went the other way, what move do you think is going to save your contract? No, it's getting crushed off open and you just lost all of the money, all right? So that's how I think about earnings plays. I typically don't like to play them. I definitely watch all of them, though, and I definitely do shout out my predictions here on this channel, all right? Maybe next time around, we'll give her a shot over here on Mr. Carvana. Oh, you could see all my arrows because we just had a fresh downtrend break. Beautiful. Speaking of earnings, what do we have going on tomorrow after the bell? D-King. D-King, guys, is on its uptrend. Daily RSI is sitting down here. I honestly think this is probably going to explode to the upside, given you have this downtrend here. If you do not explode to the upside, I'm looking for a buyer step in somewhere here in the golden pocket, and that is that. Okay? We're going to come over here to Mr. Amazon. Amazon, don't troll me now. You got this big fat green weekly candlestick, and you're making me think, holy crap, it didn't even matter about the earnings, all right? It mattered about Powell saving the market. Boom, pop, bing, boom, pow. Nope. We're gonna have to see what happens with that, all right? Now you do have Apple reporting earnings tomorrow after the bell. This is the biggest of all the boys. This thing could do some crazy things. The downside or upside, I don't know. But I'll tell you right now. Last time you had this gap down, it got eaten up. Last time you had that gap down, you had a chance there at weeklies. This is a $3 move. Over here, you didn't have a gap down. Did you? Thursday after the bell here. Oh, it was another Thursday. Are these all on Thursdays? Is that how they do it? Oh, look at that, guys. Thursday. Now we know. Useless information. There you go. You had a gap down over here of 2%, $3.50. Guess what? You recovered throughout the day, 1.5% of that. And that is going to be on your radar going into Friday. So now you know about it. If you watched yesterday's video, you already knew about it. Carvana's up freaking 34% right now. It's at 117. The $250 contract that I just pointed out, the $100 strike, $285 was the last one sold, is now at 116. So that would be 1.6K. It went from $300 to 1.6K. For any of you guys who had it, there had to have been someone out in this crowd who had these Carvana calls. We've been hammering them. There has to be a gambler out there. Who's the gambler? Let me know in the comments. Guess what? You hit the jackpot today, boy. You hit the jackpot. PLTR. There's another one that is pulling right back. All according to the plan, guys. All according to the plan. This thing could do some crazy things off earnings. This is another one that if you like them lottos, if you're a gambler, it had a big one last time. It had a big one the one before that. All right? It could do some crazy things. 20% move, 30% move. Either way, 20% gap up both of these times. That's going to be enough to not kill your premiums and give you a nice, fat, juicy gain if you choose to gamble. There you go. There you go. Hand W coming right into this uptrend right here. So that's something to put on your radar if you have been trading this thing. If you don't want to trade this thing, who cares? I don't want to trade this thing, all right? But if you do, have fun. Have a freaking blast. Boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. AI, back testing this previous bottom of the range. Okay, you had this massive range that you built out for a very long time. You broke underneath it. All right, that is 260 days. Jeez Louise, man. Honestly, this thing could fall. All right, so that is that. This thing could be falling. It could McFall. There is that from these. You see that arrow? Guess what? According to the plan, it's falling a little more than I thought it might here. But again, I pointed out Bitcoin this thing is coming right into an uptrend, breaking retest, daily RSI oversold. You know, it's really not looking all too shabby. If you're going to come over here the weekly time frame and you're really going to put on your fib, this is where you stalled out after this impulsive move. Guess what? You're in your golden pocket. Right here, if you hold it, that's your golden pocket. That's your 0.786 fib. I like it. I like the setup, which means these other guys could perform. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Now, Mara, hit it with the fake out. What are we going to do? We're going to go like that. We're going to go like... yeah, we'll go like that. I like it. I like it. We're going to keep those levels because they probably will be respected on the come up here. Now, what I also will point out, you have that going on. What do you also have? You got this. Guys, this is a massive freaking pennant. It's a bull pennant. It's a massive freaking weekly bull pennant. Thing's probably going to rip some faces at some point. Put it on your radar. Have fun. And if you do end up breaking down, what are you really watching? I guess we will cover both sides right here because you're watching right here. You know, golden pocket. If you want to die here on Mara, you're going to break under 13 bucks. If you cannot hold 13 bucks, expect you to come back down here, and that's the end of Mara. That's the end of this Bitcoin, you know, bull market cycle here, and that's going to happen. But if that's not going to be the case, and we are going to be bouncing on Bitcoin, then you're going to get a big old fat bid over here on Mr. Mara. You got earnings coming up, and I can tell you from experience, Mara loves to do absolutely nothing on earnings. So I wouldn't play it. But I think after earnings is when that thing could get pretty juicy. Or you start having a bounce into earnings, and then you crush premiums on earnings, and then boom. There's that. All right, guys, so those are really all of the tickers that I wanted to put on your radar here. Microsoft. You come down to this 380, 430 level. This is your break and retest. This is where you got a lot of, you know, reason for buyers to step in here. You got the golden pocket test. You're going to have the daily RSI literally being at 30. You're going to have, all right, a potential downtrend to play. So if you want to play a support play, you're playing up here. Because let's look at it this way. You're probably going to get a bounce here. At least come test this trend line here. And then if you're going to go lower, it's going to go like that. So here's your play right here in the short term. And if you want to do what I'm, you know, thinking is going to happen here, go for that swing. There you go. Bigger swing opportunity there. Meta, that's the other big boy name that I would say is probably going to start its recovery. You very clearly had the bottom of this range here. You built it out. We're going to use the low of this candlestick to 476. Guys, 476 is now on the table. I'm not saying that it's going to be the case. You didn't even fill your 453 gap. You have nothing in between right here and right down here. You have absolutely no price action. You have this gap remaining open. You have this gap remaining open. What is going to happen first? All right. My guess is you're going to come up here. And then you might come down here, but probably not. Probably just go on your merry way right here. And what happens if we take it like that? Go like that. All right. What happens if you go like that? Maybe you get a rejection there. Build out another touch point along this downtrend. Boom. You have it set up to play on Mr. Meta. There you go. All right, guys. 18-minute video. Don't worry, guys. We only put out them freaking 40-minute videos when you got tired Henry after work. Right now, you got Henry right before work. So we're all good. It's a short day today, though, so it's cool. It is cool, guys. It is cool. And just so if you are curious, I go into work not in, well, most days not in the mornings. Some days actually it's just all day though, so that sucks. It is okay though. I'm gonna be honest. If there's not a customer, I get to you know, obviously you got stuff to do. All right, you got stuff to do at work, but you know, I get to yeah, I get to run my Discord and I get to continuously watch my charts, and I got a little setup I got in the back room. I got the iPad. We got the freaking phone with Tradeovate on it. And we be trading futures over there in the back room. But yeah, if you're in between customers, if it's not busy, guys, you have like, you know, half an hour, hour to yourself. Yeah, do your thing. That's how I feel. All right, guys. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your time. I hope everybody has a really good time in this market. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.